I just gotta say, if you were looking at the title of this video, it's one of those things like, this will change your life. But wait, there's more. It might seem like one of those crazy, like, Ron Popeil pocket fisherman moments. But wait, there's more.
Don't forget, it's just 4 easy payments of just $39.99.
Remember, Ron, now it's only 4 easy payments of only $29.99.
Anyway, yeah, but I actually mean it. These are cat hacks that can not necessarily save your life, but some of them could save your cat's lives, and they will definitely make your life better. At the time of shooting this here video, we are on the cusp of the new year. So we can also make this into New Year's resolutions for you and your cat. So the very first thing is what I call the 3 R's. The 3 R's are routine, ritual, rhythm. How does that work? It is starting with routine. You do things over and over again. After about, I would say a couple of weeks, 3 weeks of doing that thing over and over again, suddenly it becomes important, not just to your cat, but to you. Now it becomes a ritual because it's important. Once you repeat that ritual over and over again, now it's become an ingrained part of the rhythm of your life and your cat's lives. So how is this going to change your life? Well, the first thing I can point to is the thing that folks tell me, I would say, if it's the #1 complaint, yeah, it's pretty close to the #1 complaint is that your cat keeps you up all night or wakes you up at 3 o'clock in the morning, will not let you sleep. In fact, I've done an entire video on it, which I'm sure is right here. If you were to embrace the 3 R's, and that 3 R's specifically in this instance is stop free feeding your cat, feed them meals. If you can, insert a playtime before one of those meals. And especially if you think about the time where your cat's like the most worked up, which is usually first thing in the morning or last thing at night. If you get those meals in line with when your rising time is, you're coming home from work or whatever, getting ready for dinner time, and right before you go to bed, and you just don't give in.
Never give up.
I'm saying mealtime. Maybe we have treat time to make it a 4th meal of the day, but ritualize when they get food. It will change how your cat sleeps, when they're up, when they're down. It will be a lot closer to your ups and downs. So the next hack is, and we're talking about predictability and how cats thrive on sameness day in and day out. Well, the thing that you don't want to do is make sudden changes. You don't want to just one day, everything's different. Anybody who has moved their couch from one end of the living room to the other and watched what happens when the cats find that knows what I'm talking about, because it's like, what's that thing? Let's say you're getting ready for the coming of a baby into your house. Midway through that pregnancy, start thinking about, okay, are we going to have a nursery? What's the nursery going to look like? Where is feeding going to happen? How are we going to work our cat into this place instead of shutting them out of this place? With the knowledge that inevitably some attention is going to be taken away from them. But if you've got your rituals in place, you go, okay, slow changes. When the inevitable boom of bringing home baby happens, at least you've got things in place with your cat. And the other thing, and this is something that I've seen time and again with my clients, they're trying to figure out why their cat started peeing outside the box. And as we start digging around to try to figure out what changed in the house, oh, I changed the cat litter. Okay. And when I say change, I mean like one day it was one litter and the other day it was the next. And the cats were simply like, that doesn't work for me, and suddenly they're peeing outside the box. If you want to change cat litter, you do it slowly, and you can do it in a couple of different ways. To test to see if your cats even like it, add a litter box on a temporary basis and see what that looks like. Do they like it? Okay. If they do like it, now you start adding in the new litter to the old litter. Every change you make it slow. Think ahead, plan ahead, incorporate. That's the concept here. Just incorporate, don't switch. talking about litter boxes always makes humans uneasy. You can head off your cat's sense of like, oh, I don't like this place where I have to eliminate 3, 4, 5 times a day. I don't quite like it, so I'm going to stop using it. You want to get ahead of that, don't you? So the first thing is, when it comes to litter boxes, embrace the code of litter boxes. Embrace the golden rule of litter boxes, which is, for each cat you have a litter box plus one. 1 cat, 2 litter boxes, 2 cats, 3 litter boxes. It works. But Jackson, I have 3 litter boxes for my 2 cats. And you did that thing, didn't you? Where all 3 litter boxes are side by side like litter box Tetris in your garage. So it's literally just a little beachy area. It's 1 box. Still doesn't count. Why not? I call litter boxes the king of scent soakers. Scent soakers are this thing that symbolize the sanctity of territory. Where your cat walks by it, it's almost like you walking by your mantle and you see all the pictures of your family and you walk by and you're all proud of your family. Cat, same way with litter box, along with a lot of other belongings, but litter box is king. So when you spread out your litter boxes, put them in places where your first thought is, what's good for my cat, and not, I don't want to look at a litter box, because I promise you it'll change your life. But wait, there's more. So for our next hack, this is a little simple one. Water is the thing that will change your life, because it'll make it so that your cat is healthier. So I go for fountains. I love fountains, have multiple ones, have them around the house, and think about putting them in places where your cat likes drinking out of the sink. Have a fountain near the sink. Keeping water running through their body, and by water I mean water, but I also mean moisture from food. It helps with their kidneys, their bladder, everything. So water is another hack. But hydration leads us into our next life-changing cat hack. And what is it? Our next life hack is proper nutrition. Really take this moment in the new year, or whatever time it is that you're watching this, and finally just bite the bullet. What do I mean by that? I mean, get rid of the dry food finally. There is no benefit to dry food with cats. None, zero. With wet and raw, your cat's gonna get over 70% of their natural hydration the way nature intended it for a desert-dwelling animal like your cat. They're gonna get it through their food. If without that, with the dry, you got to rely a whole lot more on them drinking water in order to stay healthy. Don't take my word for it. Really, do some research and you will find out probably what I found out, that this is the way to make for a nice quality of life. Your cats are going to love that food a whole lot more in the long run, and it will help them live a better, longer life. So for our next life hack, the overall life hack here is, think about the things that you avoid and run at them instead of running away from them. Bringing your cat to the vet on a regular basis. Go for those yearly exams. Don't skimp and don't avoid just because your cat doesn't like it. And that's another hack down the line. Don't worry, I'm going to connect the hacks. It's just so important, not only so that you are on top of your cat's health and proactive about it, it's also so that you are their best advocate, so that you can walk into your vet's office with just a year-on-year look at your cat's life so that you can be proactive. I'll get back to that in a second, but I want you to think about the other things that you might be like, run at them instead of running away from them. What do I mean? Trimming your cat's nails. Yeah, that thing, right? There's so many of you who are just like, yeah, my cat doesn't like it. You need to trim your cat's nails. Like, you need to do it. You know, once you get used to it, you know what you're looking for. You just want to take the tips off. If you get them used to it younger, that is an easy hack at that point. If they're into it as kittens, they'll be into it as adults, they're fine. But if your cat doesn't like it, it's okay to do one at a time. Another example is pilling cats or giving them medication of any kind. It is almost impossible for you to get through the natural long life of your cat without having to give them medication. Sorry, it's going to happen. One hack I can give you about this one is, don't make a huge deal about it. You know, there's that whole anticipatory thing, whether it's trimming nails or giving medication, where it's like, okay, honey, not a big deal. This is not a big deal. No, no, no. This is going to be just fine. And that tone that you're bringing to your cat while you're coming at them, they're like, what's going on here? You know, they're tightening up. They're doing that thing because you're doing this thing. They're doing this thing. Literally, you just walk up. You're like, hey, baby, plunk. But the idea is just don't invest it with a whole bunch of, don't make a big deal out of it. Don't feel guilty. It has to be done. So whether it's going to the vet, trimming nails, medication, or whether it's a change in diet, all of these proactive measures, all of the things I'm telling you to do, it is a guarantee that it might not change your life today. It might not be one of those, but wait, there's more kind of moments, but you will thank me 3, 4, 5 years down the line. That I can promise you. But that's the cost of having an animal companion in your life. And that leads us to our next life-changing cat hack, and that is pet insurance. I have pet insurance for all of my animals. I urge you to shop around, find the deal that you like. It will save you money. I don't know what we would have done without it. And if you have some hang up about getting pet insurance, okay, then take the money that you would have put into pet insurance and put it into a lunchbox in your house somewhere and do it every month. Have that money put aside because you're going to need it. Again, from a very personal place right now, I don't know what we would have done without pet insurance. Having at upwards of 8 cats, 3 dogs, in our house, yeah, that cost would have sunk us. So what is our next life-changing cat hack? It's getting your cat to like their carrier. It can actually become a safe place for them. It can be their base camp. It can be the place they go when they're scared or they're feeling uneasy. And how great is that? I mean, if you have a kitten, now's that time. Never put the carrier away. It should be out at all times. You want to take the door off, you want to take the top off, you want to turn it into this lush bed, do that, but have it out at all times so that the expectation of your cat isn't, out comes the carrier. Holy crap, Mom, I'm not going to the vet. Gone. Because when they see the cat carrier, they think vet. That by having the carrier at the ready, every cat has their own carrier and it's out in the house, not put in the garage, not whatever. It's out and it's attractive to them. They get their special treats in there. They have their favorite beds in there, all that. That means if there's an emergency, if you got to get out of your house because of some God forbid emergency, fire, earthquake, whatever it is, you can go. And that, I promise you, is life-changing. And that brings us to our next cat hack. This is a life-saving cat hack. Any place where your cat can squeeze and you can't get them, gone. Block the unders. There's no point. If your cat goes under the bed when they're not feeling great and they go deep under the bed, under the headboard, just because they're feeling a lack of confidence, you think that they're going to just change that? No, they're going to change it because they don't have access to it. Again, God forbid, something happens, a fire breaks out in your house, your cat senses emergency, they go to their safe place, under the bed, under the headboard. Similarly, I would block the overs. They can be just as hidey by going up as they can by going under. So if it's something that you can't reach, and you know your cat's going to go there when they're scared, and I'm talking about also like up on shelves above the fridge or above, in the deepest reaches of your closet, it just doesn't do them any good. Provide them with places that you can control. That's what you want. So the life hack here is, don't let them decide, I'm going under and hide, I'm going over and hide. You get to decide. It's cool if you want that. If you feel safer above or below, I'm going to decide what that looks like and how it ends. And that means that your cat's going to survive if there's an emergency, and they're going to have a lot more mojo. This is not there as being like the most important or the least important, but it is maybe an unexpected one. I am a big believer that 2 is better than 1, and that cats are better when they have cat companions in the house. So if you're going to adopt kittens, please, you guys, don't even if the shelter or the rescue is willing to adopt one to you, please adopt 2. And if you only have a single in your house, if you thought about it before, if you introduce them right in the long run, even if they just tolerate one another, it's better for them to have other cats in the house. So that's my final life-changing cat hack, is have more cats. Yep, yeah, it doesn't mean you have to have 20, but if you only have 1, get another cat. 2 is better than 1. All right, so that is our life-changing cat hacks. I know that you might be looking at them going, wait a minute, that's not the... And there's more that I was thinking of, but there must have been something in there that you didn't think about. As a matter of fact, I pretty much bet you there were a couple things in there that you were like, oh, that's right. Just because it's going to change your life doesn't mean like it's like candy from heaven. It requires work. Like pretty much everything in the life of living with your cat, all of these things are going to make you happier down the road. I promise you that. So that's it for today, you guys. Don't forget, these videos happen because you ask for them to happen. So ask for more to happen in the comments, and I'll do my best to make them happen. Right now, it's the holiday season, and there's nothing better to give your cat daddy for the holiday season than a subscribe and a thumbs up. All right, everybody, if you are watching this when this video actually premieres, I hope that you have a beautiful new year and that it's full of light and love and abundance and all of the things that have been in short supply in this world over the past couple of years. Let's do it, man. Let's bright, happy new year, right? Right. All right, until next time, light, love, mojo. But wait, there's more.